And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Starting off with satellite imagery today, pretty good active front here pushing up into the Bering Sea and eastward across the Aleutians and toward the Alaska Peninsula with gale force winds, gusts 60 miles an hour, and pretty good rain occurring here over the eastern Aleutians and back toward Adak on up toward the Alaska, or up toward the Pribilofs there. Otherwise, different story here over the interior. Some variable clouds, flurries over the interior, light snow, all the way up to toward the northern interior valleys here, and clearing over the northern Bering Sea, as well as here over southern Alaska in toward Kodiak Island, and rain and snow showers across the southeast coast. And pushing this through, or rolling this through again, you can see some a little more enhanced clouds up here over the northern southeast coast, with the other area farther down to the south. And then just moving on to today's analysis, here's this elongating front that's stretching eastward here across the southern Bering Sea, with this low developing and moving toward the eastern Aleutians. That brought winds anywhere from about 46 miles an hour wind gust at on Alaska today, with gale warnings all the way up to the Pribilofs, so they had gusts to 60 miles per hour. And about 1/3 of an inch of rain falling at, let's see, it was False Pass, and also 1/3 of an inch falling at Unalaska today, and, I'm sorry, 3/4 of an inch falling at Unalaska, with 1/3 of an inch back toward Adak earlier, that the 12-hour period ending at 3 p.m. this afternoon. As you can see, dry with a lot of clearing over the northern Bering Sea here, with much lighter winds as you get up toward the Bering Strait. You also pick some more clouds up in through there, but high pressure over the Brooks Range, light winds, Arctic coast, North Slope area into much of the interior. Still some clouds and areas of light snow here over the eastern interior from about the mid-Tanana Valley all the way down to the Alaska Range into the Talkeetnas. And rain and snow, areas of rain and snow here, or showers for the southeast coast. And for tonight, that pattern doesn't really change much here, with mostly rainfall in the southern areas and then becoming more of a snow condition up to the north there, but amounts not too heavy. And diminishing light snow over the Copper River Basin area, the eastern Alaska Range, although kind of persisting through the night there over the mountains. Clear and cold over the interior tonight, with lows well below zero in many areas, all the way down in toward the southwest coast. And this front pushing eastward here and weakening, but it's going to stay windy here for the Pribilof Islands, but a lot less wind. Wind's lighter now with this thing shifting northward here over the eastern Aleutians, but still periods of rain there, gusty winds and rain for the southeast coast. For the Alaska Peninsula, out to the west here, this system's far enough north now. You're into just dry conditions there from Adak westward, with possible clearing and light winds. And for, well, tonight, and then there's a possibility of a few skiffs of snow up there with that weak disturbance from the northwest coast, Point Hope, Cape Lisburne, and maybe Point Lay, but that's about it as far as anything going on up in that area. And that's gone tomorrow. Just high pressure here dominating, centered up here along the Brooks Range into the Yukon, upper Yukon Valley areas, but extending its influence all the way down to Kodiak Island. And now just some clouds left over the eastern Copper River Basin areas, and also back here over the Chukchi Sea. Really washed out front here, keeps a few shower possibilities for the Alaska Peninsula. Still looking at gale force winds for the Pribilofs tomorrow, and a few showers with the remnants of this front here for the central Aleutian areas, but nothing heavy at all. And this system here pushing more rain and snow showers. This low here developing, and will actually push in toward the coast here and merge with the one currently, or merge with this one. And we end up with a pretty good low right off the central coast of the Panhandle, along with pretty significant rainfall amounts there, with looking at a fair amount of snow in some areas. And there are some snow advisories out, as we'll take a look here. Otherwise, this next system here pushes rain, and again, an increase in the winds, bringing gales back into the eastern Aleutians and in toward the Alaska Peninsula, the western Alaska Peninsula, with rain pushing in and backing up here. That's just coming onto the chart tomorrow, and then Thursday it lifts northward like that. And it's a little bit weaker back here, but still strong enough to bring some gusty winds and rain into Adak and Atka. And strong high pressure over the eastern interior here, right along the border there, just north of Eagle or right around that area. Starts to tighten the gradient up a little bit here across southern Alaska, so look for an increase in the northeast winds, especially the Copper River Basin into the North Gulf Coast and maybe the Matanuska Valley areas, but dry and over the northern Bering Sea. And with this system coming in, there are a couple of snow advisories out. The first one we'll look at here is for Hyder. And that goes into effect, let's see, 9 p.m. Wednesday to 9 p.m. Thursday. 8 to 11 inches of snow possible there in Hyder there up Misty Fjords. And for Petersburg, also a winter weather advisory for 4 to 5 inches of snow. And again, that same time period there from 9 p.m. Wednesday to 12, well, not exactly the same time period, but roughly the same time period tomorrow evening until noon on Thursday. And again, that for Petersburg. So looking for some significant snow to push into areas of the southeast coast tomorrow night and Thursday. And for lows tonight, again, pretty cold, anywhere from 25 to 35 below over the eastern interior, well below zero right into the Kuskokwim Valley. And then staying above zero here for the southwest coast. We're still down to 5 to 15 there and 10 to 15 St. Lawrence Island. Copper River Basin, 5 to 15 below, and significantly colder where it clears out over south central Alaska, dropping into the single numbers, otherwise in the teens, and upper 20s, lower 30s over the northern southeast coast. Highs for tomorrow, staying below zero. Again, much of the interior here from the Copper River Basin, Kuskokwim Valley, all the way up to the Arctic coast, and highs in the single numbers out toward the western coast there, but about 19 at Gamble and Savunga, with 21 for Makoriak, 37 for the Pribilofs, and lower 40s for the Aleutians, mid 40s for Unalaska, and highs in the 30s for the southeast coast. And the lows the following morning, 20 to 30 below in the Copper River Basin, anywhere from 0 to 15 below south central Alaska, more like 14 or 10 toward Homer, 24 for Kodiak, and 30 to 45 below there for the Tanana Valley into the Yukon Flats, well below zero for the Arctic coast, and high or lows in the 20s, northern Panhandle, milder to the south, and then for the highs, staying below zero in the interior, milder back out toward the coast here, but still well below freezing. In fact, not even reaching 20 in these areas out over the Bering Sea there, but the Pribilofs will reach the upper 30s, 40s for the Aleutians,